Nice to meet you, sir. And right down here, right next to him. And Harry, right here. And right down here. Give me one more just a second. Yeah, I'll just perfect.
Like to relax. One of my sanitizing wipes for Just one more, please. Thank you.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, just be here for a second. Give me one more.
There you go. Perfect.
Okay. One more like that.
Yes, sir.
Right, you know? There we go.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And right down here. Wait. You guys can just look nice.
Look at me.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, your phone, please.
I'm ready, right here. Right here, guys. And one more, guys, and one more here. Straight in front of you, please. To the right together. Look at.
It's exhilarating because finally, after a couple of years, having this film in a can, we're finally releasing it. We're releasing it in a time that's also quite a great time for movies. And this is the type of movies that is for all age, for the whole family for Christmas. For Christmas holidays, the perfect picture for it. Obviously, the fans had high expectation from the previous two, but this is an original story, a story that sets pretty much the journey going towards the other previous two. But this is with a sort of look back on history that we rarely do. So you still have the sort of like. Aspirational style and elegance that still reside that you don't lose in a Matthew Vaughn film. So, and the action, obviously, he's trying to exceed himself every time. It's a comedy, it's an adventure, it's a dramatic, emotional father and son story throughout, and. But it's you would still enjoy it a great deal.
It's one of those things where you make something and a few years go by and you have fond memories of it, but you kind of forget about the overall experience. You remember certain aspects and you remember how sort of lucky you were to be doing it, and I'm excited for people to see it. It's like it's one of those films that will probably be beneficial at a time like this. We've been in a pretty rough sort of situation societally, so hopefully people can watch it and enjoy it, because everyone worked really hard. So yeah, I'm looking forward for the world to sort of finally hopefully enjoy it. A comedy and adventure? Well, I think Matthew's done a beautiful job at balancing those two. It's definitely got its absurd, funny moments. It definitely spans multiple locations, many characters, wonderful characters. But, at the heart of it are some really funny performances. Rhys Ifans in particular, even Rafe and Gemma have some brilliant comedy moments. So it dances the line between the two, and I think that audiences want to see that. I think audiences are open to being sort of taken on an epic journey, but also having some levity and lightness to it as well, you know. I got to do so many interesting things. I got to do so many fun stunts, and working with people like Jaimin Hunsu, Ray Fiennes, Jim Arterton. Yeah, it's a great job. You know, I like no complaints. It's just good. Anticipation, nerves, I suppose, excitement. I don't know. Yeah. That was such a nice sort of like end to it. Well, not that it's finished, but all my family were there and like friends were there. So I'm seeing it in the IMAX, the cinema that I grew up going to. You know, it was cool.
I think Matthew Vaughn, the director of the film, has been longing for this to have a cinematic opening. So I think he's made, it's a cinema experience. So I'm hoping that audiences will respond to this big adventure on the screen. It's a combination of things: crazy, wacky action sequences, unpredictability. Matthew turns the spy genre on its head, so he's continually inventive. So you can't predict what's going to happen. It's the beginning of the Kingsman story. It's what they call an origin story. There's some crazy historical characters like the Russian priest Rasputin. It's good. I've been on a red carpet in New York for a very long time, so I'm happy to be here.
It's great to finally, be unleashing this film on the public, and it's great to be in New York. Usually I'm here kind of twice a year, and I haven't been to New York or the States for so long. So and to be here, coming up to the holidays, New York at its best. It's a real thrill. I'm really, really pleased we could make it. It's been a while since I've been on a red carpet as well. I mean, we had a premiere in London last week, and and it's great just to know that people are going to be watching a film on a big screen in a cinema all together. It's many things, and it's what Matthew Vaughn does so well. He's able to contain, multi-toned storytelling. You laugh, you cry, and you're thrilled, often within the space of a minute. So that's what we love about going to the cinema. It's hysterical and it's historical.